Welcome to Mother Daughter Projects. I'm Steph.
I'm Vicki, and we're here today to share how we store these caulk tubes because we've had some problem with storing these and them drying out before we can use them another time. So we're going to share some of the ways that some of the things we've tried and some of the things that have actually worked.
So the first thing we're going to talk about is some of the products you've probably seen in the section, the caulk section at the store. So this is actually the first thing that we found. This is just a little cap that goes right on top of the caulk tube, just like this. And it works okay, but it's maybe works well if you're using the caulk within the same day.
Yes.
But we haven't seen great success with this. So we kind of went back to the drawing board looking for other options. And what this one doesn't do is it just kind of caps the top, but it doesn't actually, the caulk still gets dried in like the tip of the tube. So then we found this, and this actually kind of goes down inside to help preserve the inside, the caulk that's inside the tube, and so it helps that from getting all dried out. And this worked okay, but still wasn't the right solution. So then we actually found this, and this is actually a new tip. So this caulk tube doesn't have it, but some adhesives do. And this actually would be a whole new tip that you can put on the top so that when all that caulk gets dried in there,
And it will.
you can just put a new tip on it. And so this actually worked okay, but still has not worked that great. And then this is also another one that kind of slips right on the top. And again, still not perfect. So what we have figured out is this is good. You want to cap this area, but this area right here, once you've used a caulk tube once, this area actually will allow air in here, and this will get dried out. So we've had many experiences. You want to show what we have here?
Yes. We've actually had one of these adhesive tubes in here basically explode in here because it dried at the bottom, and when this tries to push that up through in there, just caulk everywhere. So we have caulk in here, caulk here. It was almost so bad that we were going to throw it out, but we did manage to get it cleaned out enough so we could use it. But that's an example of how it dries in the bottom, and so this works, and it doesn't actually push it forward, it just sort of explodes in there.
So after we tried all of these and we had this issue where we almost had to buy a new caulk gun, and actually this is our favorite caulk gun. We've done a video about this one. This is battery powered. We'll put a link to that for you down below. But after we did all of that, I was like, Mom, there's gotta be another way, a better solution. So what I found online was this right here. And this is a caulk tube that actually seals from the top and from the bottom, so that you can preserve the caulk way longer. So this is one of the items that we use pretty often. This is construction adhesive. We use this for so many different projects. And this has actually been in this tube for about 4 months. And we haven't actually tried using this. I did put this in the tube. After a week I tried using it and it worked perfect. So I know it worked well after a week, but this has been there about 4 months. So we're actually gonna try today to use this to see if it has preserved it. And there's no claims of how long it will actually preserve it for. This is probably maybe too long, 4 months, but I don't know. And this also has one of those removable tips that I had mentioned.
Oh, look, it's actually coming off. So
and
you know
it
it's not
is
dry.
coming off, so that's a good sign. And
this
this is gluey, so that's a good sign. Yeah. So we're gonna try this today to see if this still works after 4 months. But what I also want to show you is what we thought of is this works really well in the short term. We're gonna see if it works well in the long term today. But also what we realized, if you don't want to invest in that, which is only like $8, it's really not a huge investment, but you could also try to just use cling wrap to preserve the top and the bottom. And that's what we've done here with this is just regular caulk, and this is Glad Press and Seal. So this works a little bit better than regular cling wrap because this kind of like clings to it. So we're gonna open this today and also see if this preserved it. We've used this tube probably 4 or 5 times, but it's been 4 months since we last used it. So we're gonna see today how these work, and then kind of we'll end this out and
we're evaluating
here. See where we're at. So let's get this set up.
Okay.
All right. All right, let's try using it.
Really? It's gonna work? Look at that. That is amazing. Wow, that's pretty cool. That's
So
pretty cool.
that worked after 4 months, and this was in the press and seal. This was actually in the AirTite for maybe a month. Then I used it again, and then I put the construction adhesive in it, and then I put it in the press and seal. So it's been through the paces.
So the press and seal works.
Yes. So you can see this. Everything came out perfectly from the tip, and the biggest thing is the bottom right here. This is where we were having issues before, and you can see it pushed through. There was a tiny bit of drying that happened, but it still pushed perfectly through. And this tube, this has had a good life, and this was like $2. So we got our money's worth.
That's more than $2.
No, this one was. This
Really?
is like $2.
Oh,
This one
okay.
is like, really inexpensive. So we got our money's worth out of this.
Yeah.
So now let's load it up with the construction adhesive
Okay,
and see what
how
we're
that
working with.
works. Yeah.
And these are more expensive. These are, I think, around $11.
$11.
So, and we don't want to be wasteful. That's been the biggest issue, is we didn't like having to be wasteful when we only needed a little bit.
Wow! 4 months later.
Wow. So I think it's a little
stuck.
It's a little stuck in there, but I'm gonna keep trying a little bit more. Wow. That's really good.
Yeah, that is good.
So I'm gonna pull this out to see what we're working with inside.
See if it's
because that's, could be the biggest place where there's an issue. Wow, it's not bad.
Wow.
It's not bad. There's just a little bit area where it's kind of came out a little bit, but
Oh, that's way better than what we've had in
and
the
we
past.
could easily clean we didn't get any on
Anything.
this. So I would say the best way to store the caulk tube in our opinion, I would say, is this product right here. This is a great little kind of oddball little product we found on Amazon. We'll put a link to it below. But if you don't want to purchase this, it also looks like this press and seal. Using that, just wrapping the whole caulk tube, and this would probably work pretty well, probably just as well. Again, these are two different types of products. This is construction adhesive, and this is regular caulk that you'd use kind of in your bathroom. So these are very different products. This one is a lot more sticky, and it's glue, essentially. Highly recommend this. This is definitely something that we are going to keep because this has been an annoyance. I don't know.
It's been a big annoyance, yes.
And it's almost destroyed our favorite caulk gun. So we're glad that this works. And now we know that it lasts 4 months, if not more. Thanks for joining us. And if you want to see more projects from us, be sure to visit us at motherdaughterprojects.com and hit that subscribe button and click the thumbs up to get notified when we post a new video. Thanks for joining us.